What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Dew Crew? This is Ball Hawk Fatima Lafonum of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host, once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining us here this morning. Lions Talk Live, you know what? Look at Debbie Downers, look at Sally Frowners, whatever you want to say. If you want some of that, you got the wrong show today. You can go listen to 97.1 The Ticket, Woodward Sports, or whatever else. Somebody else is going to have some kind of, hey, the sky is falling take, but not here, not today. Let me tell you, I've got quite the different take on what's going to happen with the Detroit Lions rest of the season, and we're going to dive into that during the main topic of the day. I actually think, hey, you can say what you want. Yes, there's some guys out. Yes, there's some guys injured, but that doesn't mean it's all doom and gloom. I think we're going to be, as you can tell from the thumbnail for this, we're going to be in the Super Bowl this year, and I'll give you my opinions why during the main topic today. Real quick, before we get into all that, the 5 headlines now and everything in between, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We're about, 160 some odd subs away from hitting 12,000. So if you can help out with that, that would be great. Also, it's free of charge. Reach on down. Hit that thumbs up button, that like button. As you guys know, it helps every channel out a ton. So if you would be so kind, take a half second of time and do just that. All right, with all that out of the way, one last final thing to throw at you. If you are considering buying or selling property anywhere in the United States of America, go ahead and give me a call or shoot me a text. You now see the number on the screen, 269-998-2384. It can be commercial property. It can be a new home. It can be a second home. It can be a 25th home. It can be vacant land. It can be a flagpole out inside of somebody's yard. As long as they're selling it and it's up for sale, I can help you out with that. If you're inside of Michigan, I can work with you directly. If you're outside of Michigan, I can work for you to try to help you out. But I do have to do things a little bit differently. All right, with all that out of the way, let's get this show a rolling and a going, and let's head on over to the first segment of the day. As you know, it is 5 headlines now. Yeah, watched a lot of people talk about doom and gloom yesterday, and maybe some people took some of the breaking news I had for everybody yesterday about Montgomery and Davis and Lee McNeil as me being negative. I wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to say, here's the news, here's the facts, and they are undisputed in those regards. But you know what? We're going to get into the positive stuff here momentarily. Detroit Lions, hey, speaking of some positive, signing linebacker Anthony Pittman off the Jacksonville Jaguars practice squad. Dave Burkett on this one from the Detroit Free Press. Hey, Pittman's been around the Lions a few times. He's done a lot of good things here. And you know what? Lions coaching staff probably right now, whoever they do bring in, they're probably going to want some familiar faces just so they can get sped up, get on the same page a little bit quicker with things. So probably a smart move there. Detroit Lions coach Dan Campbell says it's not about time to freak out after the first loss in 3 months. By Larry Lage, the Associated Press sports writer. And I think Larry is spot on with that. I think Dan Campbell's spot on with this. You've lost 2 games since the start of the season against the Rams. You know what? Both games you could have won. The Lions could just as easily be undefeated as they could be anything else. So while everything could have gone against the Lions that you could have really drawn up to go against the Lions, against the Buffalo Bills, let that sink in. You played perhaps the most dominant quarterback in the league right now, or offensive weapon, however you want to term it. And you know what? You nearly won the game. Yes, he got down 14 points right off the bat, and you still nearly won the game. Yes, we all get it. The Lions had 50 guys go down on defense alone, and you still nearly won the game. So while we're all probably focused the last 48 hours on the injuries and the loss, maybe we should be looking at the most obvious answer in front of our face. Everything went against you. Josh Allen ran over you, and you still nearly won the game. So what are the chances that, that if you played that game, I don't know, 10 times, that you couldn't win 6 or 7 of those times? I think the Lions could. So we'll dive into that more during the main topic of the day. Detroit Lions injury news. Dan Campbell provides updates on a plethora of players. Dave Burkett, again, on the story with this one. And we're not going to spend all day going through each of these, but we get it, man. Khalil Dorsey, he's not coming back. They don't have enough Bondo and duct tape to help that ankle. He's going to have some time. Dave Montgomery, I'm hearing conflicting reports. Some are saying he's done for the season. Others are saying he could still return, maybe in the playoffs. So I don't know. I'm going to leave it to smarter people than me in that regards. If he comes back, great. If not, you know what? Hey, next person up. Let's see. As far as Carlton Davis, I would agree, and this is my personal take. Could he potentially return from the NFC title game? Yes. Is he going to be probably a shell of himself? That's I guess where, again, doctors or nutritionalists would have to dive in more. His jaw is now wired shut. So what is he going to be able to do as far as ingesting proteins and things like that to keep his weight and mass up? That would probably be the difference thing. Could he come back, though, and maybe be a backup corner in the NFC title game or Super Bowl? Yes, I think that's a possibility. We'll have to wait and see. So, and then Lee McNeil, he is donezo for the year, but that doesn't mean other people won't have an opportunity to return. And again, conflicting reports on Dave Montgomery. I still think, though, the Lions have such great depth at running back. You know what? It's not that you're not going to have David Montgomery or somebody eclipse what he's doing, but that doesn't mean that next dude's a zero. So I'm going to look at the positive sides, like I said, during the main topic of the day. All right, let's get into grades versus the Buffalo Bills. I've got some grades for you guys. I didn't really want to focus on it yesterday, just, other stories coming on out. But, hey, you want some reason to be positive about things. Why I think the Lions, I think we're going to win Sunday in Chicago. And I don't know the weather report. I don't even care what the weather report is. I don't care if there's twisters, tornadoes, or meteor strikes. I think the Lions are going to be galvanized. They're going to be Mike Utley-esque as far as going to be rallying standpoint. I'm sure Broski Bear and Chris Foster. I had to check this yesterday. You guys know Chris Foster in the comments section. I've had to ban 7 different one of these accounts. So whoever Chris Foster is, whether it's Broski or whoever, my gosh, man, get a life. How bored are you where you have to come up with apparently 3 Broski accounts, 7 Chris Foster accounts, and I'm sure there's some other ones in there. And man, dude, you have no life. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Anyways, let's get into the grades. Quarterbacks, Jared Goff, I'm going to give him A. It'd be hard to say anything other than an A, a solid A. Yes, the first 2 drives could have gone better. Yes, I'm also going to put some of the blame on Ben Johnson there. And I know I talked about it during the live cast. The first drive, 2nd and 10, you got 10 defenders in the box. Why the heck are you not throwing on that versus trying to force the run? Oh, we'll find out. But again, that's I think on Ben Johnson more than Jared Goff. Running backs, passing game, I thought they were fine. Running game, though, actually on the ground, they were not. I'm going to give them a C+. But it is this 3rd straight week or maybe 4th straight week where I thought that running game just was not very good. A lot of that is because teams are saying we're going to take away that and we're going to blitz the running game. So what does that mean? If your guy stays in the block, they're going to go after the quarterback and the running back at the same time. Teams are saying, hey, we get it. We can't just sit back and let you guys try to pick us apart and play action pass, et cetera, et cetera. I actually went into the Buffalo game basically anticipating the mantra we've seen from defenses the last 3 or 4 weeks would be what Aaron Glenn would do. We can't allow you to do everything you want to do. We've got to take away half of your play sheet from you. The fact that we didn't do that still mystifies me, but I think going forward, that's what the Lions are going to do. All right, so anyways, giving you the running back grades, C+. Wide receivers, hard to really fault anything other than maybe the fumble for St. Brown, maybe a couple other little things here and there. But I'm going to give him a B. I don't think it's really worth an A, but solid B. Tight ends. Sam Laporta had his best game of the year. I think we can all agree on that. Laporta had 7 receptions for 111 yards. Great job for him. But the blocking assignments is where I kind of dinged the tight end room a little bit here. I'm going to give him a B. Offensive line, Dan Skipper's great story. Obviously, he gets a touchdown. I think the pass blocking, other than one or two plays, were pretty good. The run blocking is where I think they're struggling a little bit here. And I went off on it a little bit with Graham Glasgow. And to be fair, Frank Ragnow as well. Oliver had his best performance in maybe a year or two. But I think if you look at all of it, you can say a C-plus grade. They're going to have to do better. Either that or the Lions are going to have to make some adjustments. Defensive line, Josh Allen didn't face much pressure at all, and rare it was. DJ Reader perhaps had his worst performance as a Lion out there. Josh Pascal, watching the film, he did not perform very well either. So I'm just going to give him a D. I'm not going to dive into it too much here. I didn't think it was a great performance, and they're going to have to play better. Linebackers, you can say what you want, but I think they were mismatched. I think they were put in bad positions a lot by AG. So I'm going to give them a solid F all across the board. But I do think a lot of that, in my opinion, was because of the schematic setups they had for them. And again, we could spend a 2-hour show going through this, but I think you got to look at the strengths of your guys as a coach and say, what do I do to best highlight those? What I thought AG was asking him to do over and over and over again wasn't playing these guys to their strengths. I thought he put them on the island a lot. You know what? It became clear after the first quarter. These guys can't play on an island. They're not, Carlton Davis. They're not, to be honest, they're not Terry and Arnold. And the fact that he kept doing it, I don't like giving people an F, especially when I think it's not on the player, it's on the coach. But that's my opinion. And hey, at the end of the day, that your coach asks you to go out there and do the assignment, they must be thinking you can do the assignment, and their performance on the floor, or the field, I should say, clearly showed they could not do that assignment. Secondary, it wasn't a complete disaster out there, but it wasn't great either. I thought there was a lot of times Vildor, Dorsey, amongst others, had eyes in the backfield almost like they were playing zone instead of staying locked down with their man. And it just, hey, look, it is what it is. Carlton Davis is donezo for a while. Next person's got to play, and they're going to have to play better. I'm going to give them a solid C. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was horrible. The safety play was pretty dang good. The cornerback play, opposite, other than Terry and Arnold, needs to be a lot better. Special teams, hey, you blew a field goal, and that thing wasn't even close. That thing was a rocket ship to the left. But other than that, I thought they played fairly well, so a solid C. Coaching, my opinion here, offense, the first two drives obviously was, the Buffalo Bills caught Ben Johnson napping, basically, or not prepared for what they were going to do. And I think Ben Johnson needs some heat for that. That being said, the rest of the game did happen. They played pretty well. They scored 40-plus points. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. So I'm going to give the offense a B-. The defense, yes, you did get some stops, especially right before halftime. After that, not so much. I'm going to give Aaron Glenn a solid D-. And I thought when we went into halftime, they're going to make some adjustments here. And then those adjustments didn't happen. And they didn't happen in the third quarter. And they really didn't happen in the fourth quarter. So it would be, and not to be negative on Aaron Glenn, I think he's done a good job this year, but it'd be interesting to see what his thoughts were on what he was thinking here and there. Maybe he's got something I'm missing. I don't know. Without talking to him, I'll probably never know. But those are my thoughts on the grades right there. All right, getting back to this. All right, Detroit Lions versus Chicago Bears picks, predictions, odds, who wins the NFL Week 16 game. A story by Jeremy Clough of the Arizona Republic. Let's go ahead and go into this. And just because normally, as you guys know, I like to do this later in the week. But you know what? Right now, I know the Lions fandom is, most fans, not all, but some fans are a little sketchy right now, I think would be a fair way to put it. Their emotions are running high. They're worried about things. So let's just dive into it. Arizona Republic is picking the Lions to win 30-20 over the Bears. And I'll get to my prediction on Friday, but I'll just say I'm picking the Lions right now. Bookies.com, it says bet the under in Lions versus Bears game. I don't know what that means, so I'll let you guys dive into that. The sports betting dime, man, they got the Lions in a wide one. 29-9. Bears, I get it, aren't looking great. ESPN says there is a 72% chance Lions beat the Bears on Sunday. Dimers picks the Lions in a close one, 24-23. Sportsnot 31-27 Lions. And I think that's it for the predictions. All right, so let's real quick now go ahead and get over to the main topic of the day. And again, if you're expecting something downer, expecting doom and gloom, you got the wrong show today. All right, Positive Pete, Dan Thornton coming at you here today. And here's what I'm going to say. Hey, let's break down the rest of the regular season schedule. And let's start with Sunday against the Chicago Bears. It's a 1 o'clock game, I think, but I don't know. The weather's going to be okay, at least good enough to go out there and play, not really be a huge factor in it. So I'm just going to say this. The Bears, hey, they've got nothing to play for other than pride, I guess you could say at this point. They've been beaten down last night. They were beaten down the week before. The 49ers were incredibly injured, sort of like us. They still did some things. I think if I'm Aaron Glenn, I've got nothing to lose here. I'm just saying unleash the fury on them. We're going to blitz them. We're going to hit them. I don't care if we get flagged or whatever. We're just going to keep putting hits on Caleb Williams and keep that ball coming out. We're not going to give you time to do this, that, or the other thing. You know what? Offense, you're going to score points. You're going to have to be very aggressive and go for it. Let that sink in what I just said there. You're going to have to be very aggressive and go for it. Detroit Lions are in the playoffs. I think we can all agree with that. Nothing these next 3 weeks are going to change that. It's just whether or not you can win the North, win the number 1 seed, all those factors. So let's start right there. We've got the coach who loves going for it on 4th down. I would say, how's the best way to serve your defense? Put points up and keep them off the field. And that's what I'm anticipating these last 3 weeks. Lions get anywhere near that 50, maybe even the 45-yard line. They're saying, you know what? It's 4th and 2, 4th and 3, 4th and 1. We're going for it. And historically speaking, during Dan Campbell's time here, they've done as good a job as anybody else. I want to say they've completed nearly 70% of their 4th downs. So that's what I'm anticipating from here on out. You know what, Jack Fox, go grab yourself a good Mountain Dew, sit down, grab some nachos, maybe some Chicago-style pizza, because you ain't touching the field, brother. We're going to go for it, and because of that, I think the play calling from Ben Johnson is going to be left up on this. 1st down, get me 3 to 4 yards. 2nd down, get me 3 to 4 yards. You know what? 3rd down, get me 1 to 2 yards, and 4th down, hey, you got probably less than a yard to go on average. We're going for it. I'm going to bring in all the beef up front on that offensive line. Manu, Christian Mahogany, whoever, your mom, if she's been eating right. You know what? We're putting on that line, and we're saying we're just going for it every dang time. And we're going to live with the results. We're going to let that defense heal up as much as we can, keep those guys off the field. So when they do get on the field, you know what? Unleash the fury. Blitz everybody. Send everybody. If you score a 97-yard touchdown, fine. You know what, offense, go out there, erase it. Because I think that's what you're going to have to do the rest of this season and in the playoffs. If you're an offensive team and you don't have just a ton of just really premium one-on-one receivers, you know what? You're probably taking some heat. You're probably giving up some hits on your quarterback. Your offensive line, you know what? They can't go forward, which, you know, anybody who's ever played offensive line or coached offensive line, you get it. Offensive linemen rather go forward than backwards. And the more the Lions can score points, I think the more effective that style of defense will be, because more often than not, quarterbacks are going to have to drop back to pass. Now let's break down each of the teams. We already talked a little bit about Chicago, but you know what? Caleb Williams, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you again. I'm going to hit you again and again and again. I'm going to say those wide receivers, we're going to Jamie at the line. We're probably mixing some zone, which I think at this point you're going to have to mix in some zone and not just play straight man-to-man. And what do we have at the linebacker position? We've got a lot of speed. Even some of these guys who just got here 2-3 weeks ago, they've got speed. They can go sideline to sideline. Unleash them. Get after that quarterback and hit them late. I don't care if you give up 75 yards in late hit penalties. Break them. And I'm not trying to be rude to somebody else, but you know what? We're not going to let you just pass on us. When we play the 49ers, I'm really hoping they lose this week because, you know what? I think those guys, they've had such a great run the last 5 years. I'm thinking most of them, whoever's left, they're in the same type of situation we are with injuries. They're just trying to get through it. Brock Purdy and probably a couple of guys are probably making business decisions that, you know what? Hey, it's a contract year. I can't get hurt. And because of that, I think a few of them are going to try to play safe. I don't want to be cut from the team. I want to keep this contract. And that's where I think if you get this week and you get next week, you know what? You're 14-2. And yes, there's a strong possibility you might have to win week 18 against Minnesota Vikings to secure the NFC North. And at that point, the number 1 seed. If the Packers can do us a solid, or whoever else the Vikings play the rest of the way, then fine. Maybe week 18, you don't have to worry about it. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Philadelphia Eagles, I know they play the Washington Commanders, and the Commanders haven't been playing bad. Can't remember when they played each other earlier there. It was a pretty good game. Could Washington win this game? Absolutely. I don't know what's going to happen. But from there on out, let's just assume in this first take, we win the NFC number 1 seed. We got a first round bye. Here's my anticipation. Alex Anzalone is going to be back. John Kaminsky is going to be back. Who knows after that? We'll get other guys. Ray Straw is going to be back. There will be some people coming back. So now you've mixed in some positive parts to that defense. Is it going to be the same? Absolutely not. But that doesn't mean you don't have anything to work with. Miles Adams, the defensive tackle, I think he's going to help out a lot next to DJ Reader. Just like I think Broderick Martin's going to help out quite a bit. Could there be some other people? Levi Onwuzurike, who now plays maybe exclusively defensive tackle versus big end and defensive tackle? Absolutely. Levi Onwuzurike is perhaps the fastest defensive tackle in the NFL. Now, can he be coached up? Can he be schemed up to get after people? Maybe. Let's see. This is going to be a big test for Aaron Glenn. This is going to be a big test for Ben Johnson, because everything's going to fall down onto these guys. I'm going to ask you guys all right now. Do you believe in them or you don't believe in them? There's no wrong answers. I think you're also going to probably see, like I said earlier, more zone coverage and try to force things into the middle of the field where you're probably intentionally leaving Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph in single high coverage like we've done in other seasons. I don't think this is the end of the world. In fact, I might even go so far to say this is all the injuries are a good thing, because you're taking eyes off us in the national media. Hey, the Lions lost. They lost all these guys. We need to move on to Philadelphia. We need to move on to Buffalo. And it means you're flying under the radar a little bit more and more. Could there be that, hey, we've seen Trevor Nowatzki get a couple sacks, get a pick. Can he continue that trend? Can he do more? David Long Jr., can he do some more? I think he's done a pretty good job so far. As far as the ends, Zadarius Smith's had times he's looked good. Rewatching the Bills game, he actually does get in there sometimes. You know what? He just can't keep up with Josh Allen, and apparently nobody else in the NFL is doing a great job with that either. Could it be Pascal emerges and does something more, or somebody else on the defensive line? I don't know, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I do think we're still going to win the NFC North. We're going to win in the playoffs. And you know what? Even if the worst case thing happens where we don't get the number 1 seed and we just win the North and host a home playoff game, great. Then you know what? You got one game at Ford Field, win that game, and from there, it's a roll of the dice. Let's even go real worst scenario. Let's say we don't win the NFC North. Fine. I can think of just a couple years ago where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the entire Super Bowl, and they didn't even have a single game at home. They were on the road the entire time. I remember the Denver Broncos, and I get this is going back a ways with John Elway. They did the same thing. You know what? Home field can be great. It can also be a distraction. So, I'll say you can Scooby-Doo both ways on the side of things. My personal opinion, the Lions are about ready to unleash the fury. They're going to be a even more tight-knit group. It's us versus the world. And right now, if you're in the Lions locker room, that's exactly what you're saying. It is us against the world. We got to prove ourselves. Some of these guys filling in for injured guys, this is my opportunity to prove that I need to be in the NFL. I need to be a starter. If not here, somewhere else. Great. You can't ask for much more from a coach or from a player. Have that kind of chip on your shoulder, the St. Brown chip, the Jared Goff chip, whoever else do you want to chip. Heck, look at Dan Skipper. This guy's been on like 87 different NFL teams, and now he's starting as a left tackle on a playoff team and scoring a touchdown. And you go into Khalif Raymond's going to be back pretty quick here. So you get it. While there is some bad news, it's not all bad news. And I think yesterday, too many of us took it that way. So I don't know if Anthony from Roar Lions UK is going to join me today. I did send him a link. We'll see if he's here in 6 minutes. If not, then, I know he's had a lot more work stuff going on as of late, so we'll see. But I'm going to get over to the Duke crew. If Anthony joins us, great. If not, then it's just you and me for the next 36 minutes. JDC, morning all, back at you. Jameer, ready to citation. Same to you. Hookadoo, let's see, morning Duke crew, rise and shine, 100%. Time to get up and after it. Let's see, Uncle Buzz, haven't seen you in a minute, my friend. Good to see you. Wow, Sunday sure brought out all the, quote, chicken littles, end quote, didn't it? You're not wrong, so I'll use this as an example with you guys. When I knew people were feeling emotional yesterday. Last year, when the Lions lost to the 49ers, it was like the next 48 hours or something like that. I think like 30 people unsubscribed to the channel. I was like, man, what the heck happened? I just hadn't never seen it before. Yesterday, when we, the news came out, the injuries, I noticed I lost like, whatever it was, 6, 7, 8, different subscribers. And there was a correlation. And I want to say there was one other time in the last year where something happened. And it just seems like anytime there's negative news, people just, everybody reacts differently to it. So if you're someone who likes to be negative or whatever, or likes negative news, no problem with it, man. Go with what you like. Me, I'm always looking the bright side of things. I'll forever remember the first time I went skydiving. I got out on that step. I did what's known as a static jump, so I wasn't hooked up to somebody else. I had basically a big cord that hooked to my chute to the plane. They push you out, and I think it's like you get 100 feet or something like that away from the plane, and it opens up the chute for you so you can't freak out. And the instructor, because I clearly locked up a little bit looking out and down, he put his hand on my shoulder and shook me and said, hey, look at me. If it doesn't open, you got 12 seconds to complain. And he didn't word it quite that way, but I'm not going to say that on air, and pushed me out. Hey, you know what? I was fine. So, don't panic at all. See, Jameer, we got this. I like the way you're thinking. Let's not panic. No panic here, my friends. JDC, I hear there is a location in Chicago where Pete's Panic and Debbie Downers can go. Just call 123 Broski. Probably true. Probably very true. Lauren, good morning, Coach Dan and the Dooku. Woo, woo, woo. Let's go and have a great day all. 100%, man. Yeah, I'm looking at the opposite side of things. I want to see who's going to come in and fill in for Dave Montgomery. I want to see what that guy has to offer. Or maybe it's going to be a combination of people. I want to see what they're going to do with that defense. Aaron Glenn, I'm sure, had a sleepless night Sunday, probably a sleepless night last night, out there trying to do the mad scientist thing, trying to figure out how to do stuff. I'll always try to use this as a coaching analogy. You can mess up a lot. You're going to make mistakes. That's unavoidable. But can you figure out the answers to the problems? Look at Thomas Edison, man. Think about it took him 10,000 times to figure out how to make the light bulb. So he had to go through a whole lot of frustration before he got it right, but he eventually got it right. Big Daz, good morning, Coach and the Duke crew! Exclamation point. We are scoring the league, scoring the league for some help for any position except quarterback. Probably true. Let's see, string theory. This Lions team isn't the same old Lions. I was expecting the Lions to win this game all the way up until the Bills recovered the last onside kick. Yeah, and man, talk about a game of inches. Given the new rules, which I strongly do not like for the onside kick, I thought, man, you schemed that up as about as good as you could. You were within probably half a foot of getting that thing. Stephanie, good morning, boys! Exclamation point. Thank you, Coach, for having a positive take on things. And any problem, man. That's my nature. It was getting old hearing everyone with doom and gloom takes. Yeah, and I had a thing yesterday up in Grand Rapids. Had to drive up there, and I was listening to Valetti and Rico. I think that's how you say Mike Valetti's name on 97.1 Ticket. And I get it, man. You want to believe the sky is falling, that you got no chance. You know what? Go out there. You know what? If that's what you believe, then you really do have no chance. Just not my nature, man. I believe you always got a chance. Buster Douglas only had to throw one good punch to have a chance to beat Mike Tyson. The rest of the time, he was getting beat up. But you know what? He hit that one in a million. Anyways, Hookadoo, laughing out loud, JDC. JDC, Stephanie Wilder. Yep, I'll go with that. Big Daz, we are going to be a scoring machine the rest of the way. Exclamation points. Oh, yeah. You got nothing to lose. Now, to me, how refreshing is it? The weight is off your back. You're going to the playoffs. Man, I'm going for it every fourth down. I'm saying, who cares at this point? I'm going to protect that D, and I'm going to say, you know what? We're going to score 40-some points every game. Your D don't like it, then get us off the field. But I only need 3 yards per play to get a first down every time. You know what? If we get more than that, so be it. And that puts a lot of pressure on the other D. You got to be uber aggressive to try to prevent 3 to 4 yards per play. All right, Clark, I agree, Stephanie. We still have the offense, so we have a chance. Correct. The D is going to be different, but let's see if they can get some things done. I'm down with that. Doug, thank you, Doug, because if we have Iffy on blitz packages, and Iffy allegedly, according to Dan Campbell, is going to start his 21-day clock. I believe it's today, or maybe it was yesterday. Anyways, if O'Connell, you know what? I didn't even think about Patty O'Connor. But yeah, he'll be in there with the rotation with Adams, and I'm sure Broderick Martin. Rusher has some more snaps. If Trevor 53 played, it could have been different. game. I wonder about IR manipulations versus actual injuries. Rakestraw could be, but Rakestraw will probably be back pretty quick. And you know what? Emmanuel Mosley, I didn't even mention him. He'll probably be filling in for Carlton Davis. Let's see. You want an opportunity to prove to the NFL that these last 2 years, freaking nature type stuff. You know what, Emmanuel Mosley, you got a chip on your shoulder. Go out there and play like the former Pro Bowler you are. Big Daz, it's all about all out warfare now. I like the way you're thinking. Unleash all the guns. Big Eddie, greetings and salutations. Time to beat down Chicago and get the 13-2. I'll take that. I'll be rooting for the Pack. Right, 100%. Packers to beat the Vikings and the 49ers to drop this weekend. Maybe Washington can beat Philly too. Maybe. We'll see. Doug Zedarius had one tackle. Where was he? Where was Pat O'Connor? He was elite versus Packers, A+. He was our fastest defense lineman and looked molasses slow versus Allen. Pat had 2 tackles. And some of that is Josh Allen just is apparently doing that to everybody right now. So some of that is I don't see us playing Josh Allen again until the Super Bowl and then figure some things out there. And it's no disrespect to Jordan Love or Sam Darnold or Caleb Williams or whoever you face in the playoffs. But I don't think any of them are going to be quite the same as Josh Allen. Let's see, Jameer, the players on the team need to step up indefinitely. That's all. Yeah, here's your opportunity. And hold on, I'm got the dogs attacking my green screen. All right, live on air. We provide all sorts of entertainment at Lions Talk Live. Big Daz, we can outscore anybody. Let's go. I'll go with that. Trey, everyone is going to stop paying attention to us now. 100%. Yeah, a little bit. This could be our chance to fly under the radar for a few weeks. I like the way you're thinking. Doug, I'd love her to see the snap count for both players. Oh, by the way, better sign this Trevor Nowatzki guy to contract year end. That dude was missed. No one talks about linebacker coaches being DCs elsewhere just yet. Yeah, somebody will probably come after some of our guys. Jake N, focus on one game at a time. Correct. Yes, 100%. Don't think about them all. Just what do you got to do to win this one in front of you. Doug, pride of Detroit, grade linebackers F-. I'll go with that. Tori, so who takes over D Monty? Question mark. I think we will be fine on the ground, maybe even better because I think Gibbs has been playing better. Not that it means anything, but the pro football grades or pro football focus grades, yeah, Dave Montgomery the last month or so, he's been, I think, like the number 3 running back in the NFL. He's got speed. He's got wheels. You know what? He's got a lot of good aspects to him. And, Sion Vaki, Craig Reynolds, and whoever else they employ, let's see what they can do. Hookadoo, Coach, I have you heard anything about what we might be doing to shore up our defense a bit? Just what I was saying with Anthony Pittman coming back. I'm not privy to any other signings, but I think they're just going to keep it with the guys they currently have unless you really feel like there's somebody out there that's going to assist exponentially. Brett, good morning, everyone. Season isn't over. The Lions just need to light up the scoreboard all the way into the Super Bowl! Exclamation points. Oh, yeah, and that's where I'm thinking we'll go. And, hey, we'll see how it goes on a week-to-week basis. Big Daz, we should be getting some of our guys back. Woo! Hopefully. Bo, good morning, Duke Crew. I see Super Bowl. Woo! And I concur. JDC, woo! All right. Jess, greetings, salutations. Win the North and get a home playoff game. After that, anything becomes possible. 100% true, my friend. 100% true. All right, Hookadoo. Morning, Brett. Good morning to you both. Doug, we have 2 other solid running backs. Yeah, running backs, Craig Reynolds and Vaki were fine. The other lost players, I don't know what our scheme defensively will be. Hope AG has a better one. Agreed with that. Agreed. Hey, sometimes adversity forces growth, forces people to grow, develop. We'll see if AG comes up with some new schemes. Brett, good morning, Hookadoo. Good morning to you both. Big Daz, we need some all-out blitzes. We might get them. Exclamation point. All we need is 3 or 4 stops a game, and we should be able to outscore any opponent. I think most of the teams we see the rest of the way, that could definitely be the case. France, good day, Duke Crew. Coach, I'm liking the way you're thinking on this. Hey, no problem, man. Sometimes I get something right. Doug, we used to have iffy and blitzes. Remember that last year? Yes. Strange 2 consecutive IRs for iffy. Yeah, especially with one of them being a broken finger. I just wouldn't think that would limit a safety. See, Art, funny how fast the fair weather fans jump off the bandwagon when this happens. We will show up and give any team a fight. Agreed with that. 100%, Art. Doug Mosley, question mark. This is a strange situation. I thought he was ready to go. Doesn't seem to be any urgency to get him on the active roster. He's on the active 53, just not active on game day. So my anticipation is at this point, he is going to be active the rest of the way. Susan, enough with the feeling sorry for ourselves. 3 games to go. Win them all, and we are North champions, the number 1 seed. Win 2 of them, and we have the North and a home playoff game. Yep, totally sounds accurate. Steve, good morning, Coach Dan and the amazing Duke crew! Exclamation point. I love the title of this morning's show. Keeping the faith. I believe in this organization. Go Lions. Woo! Hey, good morning to you too, Steve. Doug, no one. Chicago is taking for sure. Might be a lot of truth to that. Might be that they understand long term it's probably in their best interest to have a higher draft pick. So you could be spot on with that, Doug. Detroit Matt, good morning, Duke crew. If we get one more player on IR this season, it might just throw my TV out my window. Laughing out loud. Only good news is if he is coming back, I think he will help this defense a lot. Yeah, and part of that is, and thanks for bringing that up, Detroit Matt. I think if he is healthy and he returns, you guys have already heard it on this show. I really like Lawrence Strickland. I really like Brandon Joseph. I think you just start doing what a lot of the league does, where they do basically like I forget what the NFL calls it, but a heavy nickel. What does that mean? You got 2 linebackers and 3 safeties out there. And basically, I'm moving Brian Branch up to one of the linebacker spots and leaving probably both Josephs in the backfield. Maybe Iffy instead of Brandon Joseph, but we'll see. Jake N, excuse me. We have to get past the playoffs first. It's going to be a tough battle. It will be. All it takes is one good knockout punch. Our season can be over. It can be, but you know what? You get in the playoffs, you got the same chance as everybody else. So I'll go with that. Moonscar Blade, good morning. Duke crew, starting lineup. Same with you, my friend. Hopefully having a good one. Doug, number 1. Hey, let's be number 1. Everybody else can be number 2 or less. JDC, I ain't scared. Go Lions, 100%, my friend. String theory. I played high school football, flag in the Air Force, and semi-pro in the late 70s. The game has never changed. It's almost always won in the trenches. Lions are showing weakness in the trenches lately. They have, but you know what? It's time to get on up, pick yourself off the mat, and get swinging. Doug, Rakestraw must be battling a pec injury. Ragnar, excuse me, must be battling a pec injury. I think he's been battling it all season, man. And, hey, he's a warrior. He's going to power through it. He needs to power through it for about 2 more months. See, Rob, Greens and Sanitations, Coach Dan and Duke crew. The 12-2 Lions are still the grooviest, Daddy-O. I like it. I like it a lot. Moonscar, String Theory, how are the Lions doing in the other 25 dimensions this season? We'll find out, man. We'll find out. Papa Noel, best of the morning to all. Same to you. Don Burst, Super Bowl, question mark. Heck, we can win the division and get the number 1 seed first. You know what? I like the way you're thinking. Let's not win the Super Bowl this week. Let's win it when they play it. And yes, win the rest of these things in between them. Doug, teams know we are not running through Glasgow or Ragnow. They adjust to the right side, the center, and are getting blown up. Probably some truth to that. Yeah, and you can see Zettler's been playing great, and I'm not going to do a long take on that. He's one of the best guards in the league. I won't be surprised if we try to re-sign him this offseason. We already know about Panay Sewell, etc. Man, me trying to be a mad scientist, saying there's nothing to lose at this point, I probably would look at putting in Christian Mahogany or Giovanni Manu to replace Glasgow. Both those dudes are very, very powerful. It's no disrespect to Glasgow. I just think Father Time has caught up to him. And on running plays, man, I might go 8 offensive linemen and just say, hey, guess where we're going? And if you can figure it out, then good for you. See, Lauren, I still believe our culture, yes, the injuries stink booty, but still believe even during the toughest of times. You have to, man. You know what? You never pull off a miraculous comeback if you don't believe. And I try to tell teams all the time, and it's easier to point it out, I think, in basketball than football, but if anybody's ever coached basketball before, if you get down 40, 50 points, chances are you're not making too many comebacks. I've coached, thankfully, long enough where I've had a couple of teams, not many, but I've had a couple of teams come all the way back and win that game or at least get within a few points in certain situations. If you don't believe, you can't make it happen. Let's see, Quentin, greetings, salutations, y'all, man. We don't quit just because times are tough. It's time to rise on up. I like the way you're thinking. Flathead Frank Campbell said Glasgow is fighting through an injury. Probably true. Very true. He is really sore, but passed his medical testing. All right. Well, that would explain a lot. And thanks for that, Flathead. String theory, Muscar Blade, I'm only aware of 9 dimensions, and the Lions are still the same old Lions there. Fair enough. Rob, no quit grit. I like it. Walt, good morning, coach and Duke crew. Woo! Made a live show. Woo! Hey, glad to have you here, Walt. Thank you for being here. So Malong, I think it's time some of these younger guys get those reps and show their worth, maybe develop a bit more. Yes, indeed. It's an opportunity to grow some of those younger players. Jameer, this just separated the real fans from the bandwagon people. Yeah. And hey, if you're someone that, because it's not going well, maybe that's too tough on you emotionally, you want to get out of here, I totally get it, man. You do what's best for you. That's what I would say. But for the others, it's time to believe. If you can only handle it when it's good news, then you know what? Make a business decision for your mental health. But I'm going to say this. I'm thinking positive all the way until there is no time left on a clock or a scoreboard or whatever. I'm believing we can win. Voltron Force, Vaki, and Reynolds will be just fine with Gibbs. Probably true. JDC, Magic 8 Ball says, hold on to your Lions loving shorts. It's going to be a rough ride to the end, but I believe they'll overcome. I believe you're correct. Rob, or maybe just give up all the hope, sell and the pieces rebuild, and exile MCDC to, we'll go with that. Yep. Rob, yes, that was sarcasm. Yeah, I knew we were going with that. Doug, Flathead Frank, it's 32. I don't believe his body is handling the consistent pressure of a Super Bowl season. Really, the left guard position, he's not much better than a top reserve. Yeah, I would say if you can get somebody else in there, and maybe that's what they're trying to do is get somebody groomed here, I would be all over it. Jason, we really would be beneficial by winning out for a week off and home field advantage, Superdome or bust. Yeah, let's see if we can do it, my friend. I like the way you're thinking. Lauren, I'm at work and keep the stream going on my desktop, in my office, and on my phone for nonstop listening. Hey, thank you for all you do there, Lauren. See, Pat, what up, Duke Crew? Time to get back at it. 100%. Don, I like Vaki, but I wonder why Jameer Jefferson hasn't got any run. That's a great question. Dude has been around forever and still young. Hey, I like it. He must be drinking Mountain Dew. Doug, we need Trevor and Alex back to steady this linebacker crew. Got to survive until then. Yeah, my guess is Trevor will be back this week. Anzalone probably next week, or at the very least, week 18. Vlad Caleb has been missing a lot of throws. Lions should be able to beat the Bears. Just have to stop Swift. Correct. Dre Forge rocks and he rolls. Dave, Alex will be back for the 49ers game. Trevor this week. Rake next week. Not sure anyone else after that. We'll find out. Let's see. Patrick, good morning, Duke Crew. Time to get our head and butt wired together for the last few games. Correct. Jason, we will utilize Vaki now with Monty out, ? Or will Gibbs handle it all as lonesome? My guess is they'll still do by committee so they don't risk burning anybody out. String theory, Goff was under tremendous pressure all night and overcame the stupidity of going for an onside kick with 12 minutes left on the clock and still almost pulled out the win. Allen had all day, every down. He did, man. And, he's going to be a problem for probably most teams. Mootscar covering our former running back in the backfield, career game for him, and covering Dalton Kincaid and Knox is what hurt us most. On to whooping Chicago's butts in the Windy City. Let's go. I like it. Jesse, good morning, everybody. ! I'm so sad about all the injuries. Correct. I think we all are. However, this is where the true meaning of grit comes for our Detroit Lions. Have a great day, Coach Dan and Dooku. Same to you. Phil, good morning. Back at you. Walt, we are absolutely winning out and winning the Super Bowl. Woo! I like the way you're thinking. Doug, Iffy was a big part of the blitz packages. I hope his finger is healed up. Hex, Montgomery and McNeil can play injured. What's up? We'll see. Don String Theory, a.k.a. Broski Bear, the decision to go for the onside kick was because the defense couldn't try to stop them, so why not try it? Yeah, I get his thinking behind it. To Andy, we still believe in here? ? I sure do. Same as you, Andy. We all believe. Doug, anyone know how many snaps O'Connell got versus Buffalo? Off the top of my head, I do not know. See, Kim, there are available options Lions can still acquire to strengthen our defense. Correct. See, Doug, getting a play-ready defensive player now is not like forcing to a convenience store and trying to get a Mountain Dew. Hey, you got to go for the right Mountain Dews. Pierce, trying to hold on to hope we can still make a run. I think so. I believe so. Miles Meyer, greetings, salutations, coach and crew. Lions in playoffs no matter what, so I'm upbeat about it all. Realistic, but positive. I'll deal with that. Doug Dan Skipper, offensive weapon. Yes, he is. Andy, I won my season-long DFS playoffs on that Hail Mary interception in Falcons game. All right, congrats to you, my friend. Okay, we got this. The rest of the year is our grid. I'll go with that. Spoken Wheels. Sue was spotted at Detroit Airport last night. That's good to know. I did not know that. Trevor Reaver, good morning, coach and crew. Lions need to sign Keanu Reeves immediately. Woo! Let's see if maybe they make that move. Doug, I think it was a little early to crown us Northern Savages. All right, fair enough. Let's see, C times C. I'm sick of these players like Iffy, Rakestraw, Mosley, who are always injured, yet we never seen them on the field getting injured. Fragile players stink. It doesn't matter how talented they are. I'll go with that. Rob 97.1 can bite me. Fair enough. Pierce, Aaron Donald, what is he doing nowadays? That I do not know. Big D, Spoken Wheels for real? Spoken Wheels, Big D, yes, he was reported with photos. Okay, I'll have to look for that then. Walmart, hit the like button for Dan. Woo! Yeah, if you guys can, hit the like and subscribe. Any more? Good morning, Coach Dan and Duke Crew. We got bad news, but we are the kings of the North. We will remain strong and powerful. I like the way you're thinking. Rob, 97.1 was better when they were an easy listening station. Could be. Big D, awesome hope he signs. He said he's willing to in an interview. Okay. Pierce, Sue would be much needed. Might be true. D-Dunk, there are really fans out there that want fire Dan Campbell. I wouldn't be surprised if there are. Phil, thanks for the help, Micro Mike, find a new home. Hey, how'd you know that, man? How'd you know about that? But yes, trying to help him find a new home. Let's see, Pierce, D-Dunk, when was the defense can't stop a cold on the onside kick? It was fine with. Oh, yeah, I'll go with that. Big D, especially with McNeil out. McNeil's out for the rest of this year and probably the first couple weeks of next year. Rob, keep rolling all night long. Yes, indeed. Spoken Wheels, I don't know anything else. I just know he was at the airport. Fair enough. Doug, need Pittman for special teams. Correct with that. I'd see JDC, Rob, Aerosmith. All right. Sean, it's funny if you think of this point last year, we had slightly worse defense, but now have a significantly better offense. So yeah, that's a great point there, Sean. Oscano might need to replace Glasgow. Yeah, I wonder. The only thing I'm wondering is since they've had him inactive for like the last month, maybe they think Christian Mahogany is just more advanced than Yodi is at this point. We'll wait and see. Pierce, 3 or 4 day one starters left on defense does have me worried. It happens, but you know what? Time for somebody else to rise to the occasion. Doug, Makati is not a good replacement. Maybe Mahogany. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But, hey, both of them could be options. D-Dunk, Sarge, I was too. They couldn't win without creating an extra possession because they couldn't stop them. Correct. JDC, Rob, JDC smiling. Andy, to be fair, the score didn't reflect how much in control Bills were. That is true. But the Lions, you know what? You find a way to stay relevant and create opportunities. Pierce D. Dunk, I just hate that we had to declare it instead of the element of surprise. Yeah, it's one of the things I get because of the new formations and stuff. You got to do it. I'm not a big fan of the onside kick rule and that you can only do it in the fourth quarter, etc. Key, what up, Coach and chat? I haven't been watching any news on the Lions from anywhere because our fan base is depressing. But yeah, national media seems happy to be the VIX Packers. Yes, I'll go with that. I think you're spot on with that, Key. Good to see you, my friend. It has been a minute. D-Dunk for sure. Phil, I heard St. Brown playing with food poisoning. If that's true, he's amazing. Yeah, and to have the kind of day he did, man, good for him, man. Good for him. D-Dunk, I probably wouldn't have done it, but the logic makes sense. Okay. Phil, it's called Overreaction Monday for a reason. You're not wrong there. Key, some fans I heard saying they're not even watching anymore with all the injuries and such. That's just wild. Yeah, man, I can only speak for myself. I've watched through 0-16. I've watched through countless different seasons, the 80s, 90s, 2000s, where, you're watching because you're a fan and I'm a fan of the team. What really made me a huge Lions fan was Rusty Hilger. And, you're going back 40 plus years. The dude was not a good quarterback. He got beat up behind a horrible offensive line. But the fact is, he got beat up and you could just see all the pain he was in. And I was just a kid. I watched him get up time and time again. And, they tried to take him out of the game. He's like, heck no, I'm going to keep playing. That's why I was like, you know what? I like this guy. I like this team. I'm going to watch this team. Rusty Hilger, the call to the past as a quarterback. See, Derek, good morning, coach and crew. We're going to put up 35, 40 points a game. The Bears and the Niners can't keep up. The Vikings are my biggest concern. Hey, let's get through the first two before we worry about the last one. Andy, media acts like we lost our 4th straight game or something. They are waiting for us to lose. Yeah, they're trying to play on our emotions for sure. Mike the Marine Gunny, howdy, Dan and Duke Crew. Today is my 60th birthday. Woo! You know what? Just for you, Gunny, because it's your birthday, we'll give you 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, my friend. Doug, Pride Detroit gave out grades. Fair enough. Let's see, Rob, happy birthday, Gunny. Henry Moore, happy birthday, Gunny. Happy Noel Lagarde, I haven't seen you in a minute. Happy birthday, Gunny. Go Lions, back at you. Let's see, Hookadoo, happy birthday, Gunny. D-Dunk, it's the fans that say we can't win with Campbell and should fire him that bother me. I'd say, yeah, this guy's done nothing but turn us around, etc. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of him. See, Bogey Times, to each their own, my friend. Vernon, good morning, Coach Duke Crew. Who is this best bet we need on defense, and what about signing a running back? Last of all, our offensive line was getting pushed around. It was, and you know what? Time to recover. JDC, to the Lions naysayers, go sit on it and rotation. There you go. Andy Goff really held his own versus Allen. He did, man. He put up a heck of a game. The Dunk laughing. Mike Morgan, the Gunning. Thanks. Key, our fan base makes me sick sometimes. This is absolutely disgusting and embarrassing with how we're acting. You know, hey, people get mixed up with their emotions, man. I'd say, Doug, we've only lost 2 games out of 14. That's pretty good. Now it's hard part is coming. It is indeed. Hey, overcome the challenge. Bo, JDC. Oh, yeah. JDC, happy birthday, Gunny. Earl, I still have faith in our Lions. Go Lions. Good to see you, Earl. As always, my friend. Glad to have you on the show. Michael, the media. Yes, it is. Let's see. William, we only lost by 6 with all these injuries. That's amazing. That's kind of where I was going. Everything that could go against us did go against us, and he lost by 6 points. Let's see. Phil, birthday greetings, Gunny. Derek, I spotted Broski on another Lions chat yesterday. The content creator was ragging on him there too. When does he have time to visit Bears chats? I don't think he does, man. I think he's a very lonely, sad person. Let's see. Rob, JDC, sit on the potsy. There you go. Bo, happy birthday, Marine. D-Dunk, Keys, I agree fully. The show their ignorance a lot of the time. Yes, they do show their ignorance a lot of times. JDC, laughing out loud. Rob, Phil Broski was everywhere on Sunday. I bet he was, man. I bet he was. D-Dunk, Key, let's see. Doug, 10 quarterbacks hits, not good. Well, let's see if we can move on from it. JDC, Phil, so is fair enough. Rob, greetings. Back at you, Rob. Phil, Brett, happy birthday, Gunny. Doug, Pascal had 2 hits on quarterback. Smith had only 1 tackle, period. Yeah, let's hope they can do better this game. Frank the Tank, good morning. Duke Crew, East Side. Woo! Go Lions. Back at you, Frank the Tank. JDC, go Lions. Exclamation point. Bring on the Bearleys. There we go. Man, that'll be the other thing. When we beat Chicago this weekend, man, really, what can Broski say or any of the Bears fans? Let's just be honest. You can't beat us with 20 guys on the IR. You're not beating us anytime soon. Michael, how could the defense get past the whole game of Bills holding our players? We'll find out. Frank, thank to all your haters and people that do not believe in this team. Try and tell you all. That's why it's game by game. Don't give up on this team because of one game. Yeah, go Lions, 100%. Rob, YouTuber accounts are not easily made to be throwaways. I have 2, but 1 is for my content. 1 is for viewing. Coach Dan is right. No life. Yeah, the fact that, I've got whatever it is, like 10 different blocks on Broski and Chris Foster, who's probably Broski. That's just something. Let's see. Key, D-Dunk, yeah, I didn't watch any of our local shows or national either. National media seem happy because a lot of them are low-key hating still. I did the same when Hutch went down. Yeah, probably good move there. Phil, coaching was terrible. Could be better. Doug, grade the offense on the offense line, not the coach. Fair enough. JDC, to the cliff jumpers, everything is still okie dokie here at the top. I'll go with that. Vernon, our linebacker was not a strong suit. Yeah, I'll go with that. Derek, the worst thing about all these injuries is trying to remember the names and recognize the numbers on the field. I'll go, yeah, I think you're spot on there. Doug Worrell's our safety blitzes like a Green Bay game. They were non-existent. Phil Ragnall needs to be pulled to get healthy. Glasgow is a better center than left guard, which is not his natural position. Correct. Doug, Bears are tanking for sure. Let's hope so. Patrick, on Sue's X page, he showed Ford Field an emoji hand with fingers crossed. Would he like to come back the last 3 games? ? I think he has enough in the tank to make a good impact with fresh legs. And we'll see if they get him over here. I know a couple of you guys said they was at the airport. Let's see if they do something with him. Derek, I agree. Phil, rest Ragnar in the Bears game. We're going to need him later. I agree. Brian, I understand anyone being sketchy. It's two losses. Whoopee. It's football people. I agreed. Doug, 1 p.m. Correct. Phil, Derek. Vernon, Coach, do you think we need a fourth receiver who can take the pressure off St. Brown, JMO? I think we've got some pretty good receivers. Could you add somebody else? Sure. Who's going to come in and do more than what we currently have? That I don't know. I'd see Rob, Science of Red Wings, their skating ability will come in handy at Soldier Field. We'll go with that. Does anybody actually know the weather report for Sunday? D-Dunk, I tried not to watch much either, but I still seen too much of it. Okay. JDC, Hoopus thing, without a fight. Aaron, a good morning, coach and crew. Same to you. Phil, we're in the playoffs. Who cares if we lose out? It's this is preseason. At this point, it might just be. Richard, the game highlighted that the offense line, defense line, and linebacker groups need to be addressed in the 2025 draft. It might just do that. Phil, Lions looking at Jen as strength and conditioning coach. She'd be great at it. Oh, yeah, I think she would do a great job with it. The Trim Reaper, it's going to start bulking up my mother for the defensive line coach. Yeah, get her out there. Maybe she can push the interior defensive line. Vern, let's see, coach. You think Ben is going back to the 3 tight end sets? Probably at times for sure. Phil, cruise control till the playoffs begin. I'd love to if the teams start to overlook the Lions. They might just do that. JDC, the Trim Reaper, she'd be Uper tough, excuse me. Rob, good to be positive, but I still like with a dose of reality. We can still win the Super Bowl with our chances have dropped substantially. All you need is a chance, man. Who can do? I wonder if Butsky is ready to lose the bet of the century. Go Lions. Yeah, we'll be watching Sunday just for that. Rob, our O-line always went forward, even on pass plays. You only dropped back if no one was there, but went forward. This was the 80s, okay? Phil, don't care about seeding. Care about wins and losses. Get healthy, stealthy, and dangerous. I like it. I like it a lot. Pierce, wait. When do Anzalone, Maben, and Rakestraw come back? I think most of them can come back next week, so we'll pay attention to that. Rob, if we had half our injured players, we would still be favored, but you never know. Eagles could lose Barkley. He could on any play. Phil, Dan in coach mode. Coach the chat, Daniel. I'm on it. Doug, the eye off of the national media is definitely a great thing. Too many coaches that were going in new positions without beating Buffalo. Now they know it's not a given. It's never a given, my friend. I liked it, Doug. See, Man Bear, good morning all. Same to you. Rob, for perspective, the season is already tied with the most wins in a single season for our Lions. The only other time we had 12 wins in the last was last season, and all of Dan Campbell. Correct. Doug, San Francisco will see more players come back. They probably will, but if they are not going to make the playoffs, what's the point in bringing them back? I mean, we'll see what happens. Sarge, good morning, Dan. And all, I believe God helped my unbelief. There you go. Phil, Lions play better away out of the darkness and into the light uniforms. Okay. Stay winning. Appreciate the perspective and the way you're thinking. Hey, anytime, my friend. Hookadoo, Scooby-Doo morning, Man Bear, JDC. Stay tuned for injuries on other teams as well. Now in the antiseptic league, injuries doth happen. Lions at 110% except for the first quarter. They need to fix that immediately. Okay, guys, there's 2 minutes left, so I'm going to look for people who haven't been on the show. Dimitri, what up, Doe? What up to you, too? Seed Rock, good morning, all. One thing is we want to be coming up against quarterbacks like Allen in our last few games, but the rematch will be in the Super Bowl. I'll go with that. Jay, I'm all in with this team. They've been able to do backups to grabbling other teams. Backups on defense is amazing. Let's get this division, boys. Next stop, Super Bowl. I'll go with that. Andrew, I appreciate your perspective, coach, exclamation point. I am a lifetime Lions fan through the good and the bad, and I'm certainly not giving up on this season now. 100% there, 100%. All right, Demo, good morning, coach and crew. Everyone needs to relax. I know we are in a little pickle, but keep the faith. Go Lions, exclamation point. Woo! I concur. Martin, remember, Detroit versus 70. I like the way you're thinking. D-Dunk, y'all, even Detroiters. Yeah, we'll find out. Walt, I'm 77 years old. I've been watching the Lions since 1953. We can do this. I like it. Let's see, Courtney. Craig Reynolds has always come through. Vaki can be nice gem. 100%. Pierce, the Lions have several mere flesh wounds. Yeah, they're just flesh wounds. Yeah, I know where you're going with that. Oh, gosh, I'm thinking of the name of the movie. But anyways, Dimitri, Dan, give us a woo. You want to woo? I'll give you a 1, 2, 3. And there you go. Angie, love your attitude, Dan. Go Lions. Back at you. Love to have you here, Angie. Mike 505, still have a good opportunity. Just need to learn from our mistakes. Don't repeat them. Craig Reynolds is a good running back. Switch up and go to zone. I think they might have to play some more zone. Let's see. Tiki 1966, time for Sue. Yeah, maybe they do. Let's see. That wasn't a good Sue, though. But anyway, sorry about that. Courtney, guess what team is practicing outside all week? Bring on Soldier Field and Teddy Bears. Yeah, that's the nice thing about being Detroit. Even though we're a dome team, we can still play outside. Trim Reaper, drop that like button. Oh, yeah. Elbow, drop that like button. Yes, indeed. Thank you for that, by the way. Jay, to all the alleged fans that are saying fire Campbell, we're cooked or aren't watching, go good. We don't need fair weather fans. No, we don't need fair weather fans. Jerome, hey, good to see you, Jerome. Hey, Coach, after listening to your take on our Lions, I feel so much better. Glad I could help out, man. Hey, we're in it to win it. See, Monty, good morning. It's time to get after some kneecaps. I like the way you're thinking. Mike K, burn, baby, burn. We a dumpster fire. Same line, Chris. Yeah, let's get rid of Chris then. It's very solid. There you go. Christmas. All right, we'll go with that. Mr. Morrell, Josh Allen has only been sacked 13 times. Yeah, you can see he's tough to bring down. James, I'm sorry, but our season is over. Anyone who doesn't think so, complete the now. Hey, I will live with that because you know what? They said the same thing about was it Holly Holmes when she faced Ronda Rousey? No chance. 500-1 underdog. Who won? It wasn't Ronda Rousey. Who beat Mike Tyson? Buster Douglas, who was like 300-1 or something like that. So you're saying there's a chance? I'll take it. Anthony Fitzpatrick, afternoon from the UK people. One Pride. Good to see you, my friend. Hope all is well. And see, Phil Ant-Man. Joe's, everyone should relax. All we knew is it was going to be a close game. Yeah, it was going to be a close game. Let's see, early bird. I was praying for Chicago last night, and they lost. So this Sunday, Chicago will take the butt beating and like a bear. I'll go with that. See, Vern, Coach, I think our coaches got our coaches last week. Maybe. Let's see, look for a couple of people that have been on. He said he sent you a link, Anthony. Yeah, I did. He probably been busy. Yeah, I sent one on what do you call it? Twitter, X, or whatever you call it now. Tom, of course, I still believe cannot understand how any true fans would give up. Yeah, just how some people are. James, Lions are. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Laughing. Let's see, a couple more here. JDC, Coach Dan's speed readings course for podcasters. All right, we'll go with that. And thank you for that, JDC. Paul, Bobby Lane's curse, but it seems real. It might be. Let's see, Brent, finish, question mark. We're not yet begun to fight. Go Lions. I like the way you're thinking. Vern, hey, Coach, tell Sheila Hamp to send her long-lost cousin Vern Hamp some tickets to the playoffs. I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I can pull some strings for you. Josh, when I was a kid in basketball, we didn't believe, laughing out loud. We were down 20. We lost by 30, won the toilet bowl championship. You can do that, though. 100%. I'll go with that. Key, it's inappropriate to start talking about who we should get in the season right now. I think we need a couple athletic pass rushers. It would be nice. You got to see what you can do. All right, let's see. Crying, you believe it? All right, now I'll go with that. Miles Barker, go cry somewhere else. Broski Bear, James Howarth, probably true. Probably very, very true. Let's see. Key, James, you're a Lions fan? We'll find out. Yeah, then don't believe. Because I'll say this to you, James. I can remember when the Lions were down 17 points with, I want to say 7 minutes ago in Minnesota back in, I want to say 93 or 4. And they came back and won. So delusional, hey, you know what? Lay down on the ground and believe that the sky is falling if you want. But you know what? You're never going to win in life or in sports if you believe you can't do it. All right, let's see. Lauren, I think we need to find Breland speaks from the Michigan Panthers. He was a defensive player of the year. Yeah. Florida last year. I think he'd be a great inside lineman. We'll see if they do. I'll go with that. Brian, Aaron Donald heading back to the Rams for the playoffs if they make it. Maybe. All right, guys, I'm giving you a little extra bonus time. Sorry I couldn't get through everybody here, but I did the best I could to power read through them all. So if there is some sort of breaking news today, I'll get over to you as quick as possible. Otherwise, before you check out, if you can hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, that would be great. Take care. Be a good human being. Do something nice for someone you don't know. We'll see you guys on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Excuse me, sir. Would you... Donations to Reverend Moon? Juice for Jesus? Read about Jehovah's Witness? How about Buddhism? How Jerry's kids? Oh, yeah. Scientology? Or nuclear power?